And trust me, oh boy, is it going to be fun. Now, children, what do we say? Do we go to the right? Or do we go to the left? No, really, do we go to the right? Or do we go to the left? Transhuman mental movement, that could be a thing. I'm gonna safely bet that the left is the one that's less likely to get us killed, rather than getting shocked to death. I'm sorry, SS Foils, I know you'd like me to go to the right, but I don't feel like getting disintegrated right now. Now, since this is a rail section where we really don't have any control over where we go, I might as well just say I like the aesthetic of what the Combine promised to a certain degree, because I'd say I'm kind of a transhumanist myself. Although this feels too alien, too oppressive. It's almost as if it's designed for someone else to live in mind. What, a human being can't really work in this place, but it's very vertical, with a lot of interior space kind of wasted. Were it not for the fact that they've clearly displayed that they have anti-grav tech of some kind, or the vast majority of their forces being able to fly. But there are some signs of humans and humanoid forces living in here. And a lot of manpower being moved around. What is this noise? I've never actually heard it before. It seems like ours is accelerating. Well, we'll find out where this is eventually. There is some kind of sensor that carries us through, and that noise is gone. But yes, there's a lot of strange workers working here. And they're just kind of white blood cell? Nah, red blood cells to the Combine. Everything else is clearly a white blood cell, designed to clear out the infections they're so loved and so lauded. And even as we go through this, more Striders. Like a documentary, make one. That's what I'm trying. The Striders move through here with purpose, heading on out to the city at large, but they're kind of losing? They're losing ground, but it's unclear exactly how many forces the Combine have, and how many of them are still human. Oh well. There's a lot of energy passing through this place. Not necessarily a good kind. That's the noise. Huh. That must be new. I've never actually noticed them making that noise before. Just know this ride, you can usually spend a lot of time thinking and be alone with your thoughts. It's so strange, with all the resources the Combine are funneling through, you don't tend to see a lot of resources, for that matter. You tend to see a lot of manpower going around the Citadel for what is one of their most important structures. You'd think this place would have like its own stockpile. Anyway, this is very close to the end of our ride. So, if you'll give me one moment, we'll get back to the action in just a second. Oh!
Security alert. Unregistered weapons detected. Confiscation field engaged.
Well, as I said, this is supposed to be a no-bullet run. There's no worry about bullets now, because there are no guns. Honestly, why don't they do this? Okay, I mean, we went in through an area that they probably didn't expect us to go through. Oh. Well, I can't lie anymore. We've won. This area is so ludicrously easy, because this is the Biograv gun. The Biograv gun doesn't care.
Dr. Freeman. At last. I wish I could say this was a pleasant surprise, but it's neither a surprise nor, as you will surely agree, very pleasant. Well, I am nothing if not pragmatic.
I like breaking these. Normally I would tell him to kind of shut up, because I'm not interested in listening to him. I would normally like listening to him. Also, by the way, since we have this supercharged gravity gun, we can heal our energy in like half a second. And we can heal ourselves using suit chargers now. All in all, it's a very powerful setup. Surely you would agree. They know we're here, but there's not exactly much they can do to stop us. We're kind of just going to face roll the Combine. You know, just running ahead, seeing what we can do. Because the restrictions on the gravity
Dr.
gun
Freeman,
have been removed.
under other circumstances, I like to think we might have been able to work together in an atmosphere of mutual trust and respect. Certainly, judging from your brief tenure at Black Mesa while I was its administrator, you showed every promise of becoming a valuable and productive contributor to the scientific process. And yet, I'm not sure what spurred you to it. But there is really no place in this enterprise for a rogue physicist.
I could shut him up, but I'm still going to let him make his case. I feel it's more damning that way anyway. The way forward is this way. I don't feel like... You could sit there and fight, but what's the point? There are other areas you're going to be forced to fight anyway. By the way, this place has infinite energy. Or infinite of these pellets, so I could fling them about as I wish. This will activate a new section of the speech, so I will kill these guys first, just so I don't have Combine radio going on in the background. No? I thought there would be something. My mistake. Maybe if I load. No? Fine then. Anything despite the Combine, just that little bit more. It tickles my fancy, and makes me giddy in all the right places.
Your mentors are partly to blame, of course. My disappointment in Eli Vance and Isaac Kleiner is far greater than my sorrow over your unfortunate choice of career path. In a way, I suppose you could not have done otherwise. Who knows what seeds of iconoclasm they planted when you were young and gullible, but while they certainly share a great part of the responsibility for the recent troubles, it is you alone who have chosen to act in such willful disregard for humanity's future.
If you pay a lot of attention to it, honestly, in his speech, he kind of puts you in the same exact light that he is. Now, I might understand that that's a bit extreme. What I mean by that is he bills you as some iconoclast, or he bills you as some miscount, some negligent, much the same way the Combine do to people like you. When you're a part of their society. Yet at the same time, you're the one making these choices to the detriment of humanity. Yet on the same level, in multiple speeches, he's revealed he's aware of the same. So does that really make you so different from Breen? You're both trying to save humanity in your own way. Not in saying that's making him more sympathetic, no, the way he does it is downright dystopian. Like, he should have learned from the multiple attempts of creating a dystopian Earth. Germany, Russia, and other said things like that. North Korea. That doesn't work. It really doesn't. Sure, you could have it to a certain degree of loyalty, but overall, people will naturally hate these types of things. You tear apart family values. Things people have had for years, generations, and suddenly try to change it and say this is how it's done. And if you have no future generation, that tends to be the one thing that makes humans angry beyond all belief. Oh well, just my own thoughts on the matter. Anyway, we're waiting for this elevator to come down here. It's not a really hard fight. We can just go over there, press the button for 2 seconds, and restore ourselves. And talk about waste of life. Seriously. Look at this. He's sending wave after wave of men at us. And what's it accomplishing? Nothing. Well, I'm glad to say he's got a ton of grenades coming our way. I think the Combine have learned well from our combat abilities. That's unfortunate. I will gladly do so later. Now is not the time for what you suggest. Alright, where's the next one? There'll be a time and place for what you suggest, and I will gladly tell Breen F you. It's just right now is definitely not that time. I would have liked to take some time to heal, but I guess that's just not the case for me today. I do wonder how these things are so self-sustaining. Oh, well, I guess I'll never know. Who is shooting at me now? Wonderful, there you are. I do say so myself, I'm actually very near to being dead. So if you don't mind me... Anyway, that's your barrier down.
Tell me, Dr. Freeman, if you can. You have destroyed so much. What is it exactly that you have created? Can you name even one thing? I thought not.
That's more of a... I'm a mute. More than anything. Now I know just ripping out the control panels doesn't actually do much to these computers, but it feels good. Anyway. As we are back to full already. And we have one more of these rooms. With unlimited power, you're expected to be a little bit faster. Yes, but we still have to rely on, like, the transportation abilities of mere mortals. And that's fairly slow. Yes, with unlimited power, you'd think we'd be
We
able
have laid the foundation for humanity's survival. And not as we have narrowly defined ourselves, but as something greater than we could ever imagine. Something we can now only begin to glimpse.
You sound like you're trying to convince yourself more than you're trying to convince me. Oh well, you're still an irredeemable jackass at the end of the day, it's just... Don't mind me, I'm just tanking things for a little while. Okay, I would really like to flip this in this way so I can actually leap forward. Huh. I didn't know you could spawn. I know you aren't random chance, it's just still. There we go. Another Strider dead.
Look, Gordon. Look at what you are throwing away. Is it worth it?
Yes. Oh, I can't destroy this too. Game, you make me sad. You know, I used to try to no-clip my way back up there, only to find that was just a loading zone. I thought it'd be like a little Easter egg if you could somehow pull it off by jumping up there. Well, I'm sure if I had practiced my upper body at all, there'd be much easier ways to go about doing this. But it's time for one more ride. Once more for the road, shall we? As always, we have to wait our turn. Even though we're a player character, it doesn't matter. Now we're gonna go to the left or right this time. Yeah, I definitely think it's not worth it. No, this doesn't kill me. This is the way to the end, good sir. I know this game. I've played it through 11 times in my childhood. Oh, congratulations, Breen. You know where I am. Adorable. Anyway, up to the very top of the Citadel we go. You know, I'm glad that this can actually go by a lot faster. We get a chance to look at the inner nerve system of this place. Guess you could kind of say we're riding up a spinal column, the rest of the game being its body. If you're thinking for something more poetic than what I've already been giving you. And to think, if you actually take a look at the time that Freeman has been awake, we've done this all in about 2 days' time. More synths are sent out, more beasts of flesh and metal, but they will not make a difference. That can kill your ears. Ascending this fast? Yeah, I agree, it can. One wonders how people survive in this, but then again, the Citadel can't be that tall if you can see the end of it. It might be like the skyscrapers, like Willis Tower, or Eiffel... Willis Tower. Alright, not Sears. What a beautiful sunset. I mean, hey, perhaps now the sun will finally set on the Combine Empire. Anyway, we should be at Breen's office. Dark Energy. I forgot that this was a chapter, in all honesty. At least that was a chapter name. Hello, sir. Oh, you seem to have taken away my weapon. Ah, hello, Miss Traitor.
I'll take him from here. Don't struggle, it's no use. Until you're where he wants you, there's nothing you can do. I'm sorry, Gordon.
Satellites colonized by sentient Fuji gas giants, inhabited by vast meteorological intelligences, worlds stretched thin across the membranes where the dimensions intersect. Impossible to describe with our limited vocabulary.
What I've seen is also beyond words, Breen. Genocide, indescribable evil. Good God.
Well,
Yes, I have arrived.
At last. What's this? I'll put it over there. You have my gratitude, Doctor. First you lead me straight to the doorstep of my oldest friend, and then you deliver yourself? If I'd known you were going to come straight up to my office, I wouldn't have bothered hunting you in the first place. Having both of you in my keeping ensures I can dictate the terms of any bargain I care to make with the Combine.
Dr. Breen.
Huh.
Wallace.
Yes, Judith, what is it?
The bargain we should be making is for Eli's life so he can continue his research.
Thanks to you, we have everything we need in that regard. You're more than qualified to finish his research yourself. What neither you nor I can do is convince that rabble in the streets to give up their senseless struggle. Yet Eli refuses to speak the words that would save them all.
Save them? For what?
Eli, if you won't do the right thing for the good of all people, maybe you'll do it for one of them.
Alex, honey,
Dad. Gordon?
God damn you, Breen, you let her go.
That's all up to you, my old friend. Will you let your stubborn short-sightedness doom the entire species, or will you give your child the chance her mother never had?
How dare you even mention her?
Alex, my dear, you have your mother's eyes, but your father's stubborn nature.
You haven't seen a bit of it yet.
Really? Well, let's see how well it serves you on the far side of a Combine portal.
Go ahead, Breen. If that's the worst you can do, send us both through your portal.
Oh, it's hardly the worst. But you might find that hard to believe once you get there.
It isn't necessary.
I agree. It's a total waste. Fortunately, the Resistance has shown it is willing to accept a new leader. And this one has proven to be a fine pawn for those who control him.
No!
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
How about it, Dr. Freeman? Did you realize your contract was open to the highest bidder?
Gordon would never make any kind of deal with you.
I understand if you don't wish to discuss this in front of your friends. I'll send them on their way, and then we can talk openly.
Don't struggle, honey.
Dad, I'm so sorry.
Alex, sweetheart.
Judith, what do you think you're doing?
We're doing what I could never do alone. We're stopping you. Yes.
Guards, get in here! They know you betrayed them. They'll turn on you. Judith, Dr. Mossman, please!
I'm sorry, Wallace. You're all out of time. Don't... Hurry! Dad, hang on!
You fool!
Watch out, he's gonna...
No!
Well, your god has arrived and his name is Freeman.
No. Don't worry about me, honey.
There's no time, Alex. He's on his way to the portal. You'll need this.
Dr. Mossman, Judith, look after my father.
Don't you worry.
Dad, I'm not saying goodbye.
Never.
Come on, let us
Come on,
through.
Gordon. Let's go. Gordon, we haven't known each other very long, but I know you didn't have to do this. I had to rescue my father, but you... Well, thanks for coming after me. Hey, listen. That's him. There he is.
Oh, damn it, that's what it takes. Just hurry, he's right behind me. Oh, shit.
Damn it, not again!
Farewell. And the man behind the man revealed.
Gravity gun. He doesn't have a clue, does he?
Not in the slightest. As I said,
Going.
your god has arrived and his name is Freeman. No, I'll say I have died on this before.
This is the Citadel's dark fusion reactor. It powers their tunneling entanglement device. We'll never have a chance like this again. We've got to stop Dr. Breen.
Shall we?
I can't shut it down. Looks like he's turned over control to the other side. You'll have to go into the core and do what you can. Get in the elevator and I'll let you in.
Oh, please.
Don't forget to charge up your suit.
I haven't forgotten. I'm at full. My dear, do you think I'm stupid?
Do your worst, Gordon. But be careful.
Do my worst, she says. Oh, no. I'm going to do my best. And don't worry, SS Foils. I'm deliberately ignoring you for a reason right now. Worry not. You'll get your FU in a moment.
It's Dr. Breen. There he is.
Dr. Freeman, you really shouldn't be out there. At the moment of synapse, as I teleport, this chamber will be bathed in deadly particles that have yet to be named by human science. Perhaps when I have the leisure to do the work myself, I'll name one of them after you. That way you won't be completely forgotten. When the singularity collapses, I will be far away from you.
I'm sorry.
There he is.
I was trying to do something cheeky.
You really shouldn't be out there. At the moment of synapse, as I
try this
teleport,
again.
this chamber will be bathed in deadly particles that have yet to be named by human science. Perhaps when I have the leisure to do the work myself, I'll name one of them after you. That way you won't be completely forgotten. When the singularity collapses, I will be far away from here, in another universe, as a matter of fact. You, on the other hand, will be destroyed in every way it is possible to be destroyed, even in some which are essentially impossible. I don't know what you can possibly hope to achieve apart from your own annihilation.
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
I'm not.
I warned you this was futile.
He's bluffing, Gordon. Don't listen to him.
You guys are running through the same rehashed voice lines. Hello, boys. I'm back. Sorry, I felt like I had to channel in a Robin Williams there. Anyway. Oh no. Is this the point?
Great.
It is.
Oh no, Breen started his ascent. Hurry, Gordon, before he escapes.
I'm almost to the top. I just need to get a little bit higher.
Keep going.
They really give you way too much health to work with. Seriously? That was your grand master plan? Anyway, we have to wait for this to come back down. My mistake for getting caught up in the petty rabble.
I could have told you that was pointless, Dr. Freeman.
Go, Gordon.
Anyway, nice to meet you all. That's not the way forward. Where is the way forward? Ah, here it is.
Are you still with us, Dr. Freeman? Not for much longer, I think.
You aren't even halfway up.
Only you had harnessed your boundless energy for a useful purpose.
Portal's opening.
I missed. Hold up. There's one. There's two. There's three.
You have no idea what you're doing.
Crack the energy field. And Dr. Breen, let me tell you what a good friend once said. F you.
Did it! Come on, Gordon. We've got to get out of here. Maybe we still have...
Time, Dr. Freeman? Is it really that time again? It seems as if you only just arrived. You've done a great deal in a small time span. You've done so well, in fact, that I've received some interesting offers for your services. Ordinarily, I wouldn't contemplate them, but these are extraordinary times. Rather than offer you the illusion of free choice, I will take the liberty of choosing for you, if and when your time comes round again. I do apologize for what must seem to you an arbitrary imposition, Dr. Freeman. I trust it will all make sense to you in the course of... well, I'm really not at liberty to say. In the meantime, this is where I get off.
And now, that makes it time number 12 that I've beaten this game from start to finish. And the first time I've ever beaten it with a no-bullet run-through. thank you to everyone who showed up on stream to support me in this endeavor. Thank you to all my viewers for keeping me entertained with your own spins and thoughts on these sorts of things. This should hopefully start going up before I head on off to college in a little bit under 2 weeks' time. You know, when you think about it that way, it's not that far away, now is it? Ah, well, that's the time from this recording. I forgot to close my window this whole time. Ah, well. Time now feels like a really ugly word after that speech. As G-Man is just an interesting enigma, but he's not portrayed as... He's portrayed as amoral, and I think that I approve of that the most. I'm actually curious. Hopefully Mike Shapiro ended up finding more work beyond that. I'd rather hear the G-Man's voice again someday. If you'll excuse me for one moment. Anyway. Make a run with no ammo? I physically can't do that. I don't know how to modify Half-Life 2 in such a way that I could make it, that I could prevent myself from gaining ammo. There's a name on there that I just noticed that I really, really, really wish I didn't. And I'm not going to drag it out much longer than that because, Jesus, no, thank you. But yes, I unfortunately cannot make it a run with no ammo with my own limited knowledge of how to mess around with the console and what they give me. That's... SS foils, there are times where the game forces you to drop into ammo that you cannot avoid. Like, in theory, maybe, let's see here, is there any place you can actively avoid picking up ammunition? Because if it comes within gravity gun range, you're automatically... it's time for it's time for other musings. Anyway, now we're kicked back to the...
Lamar! Blast that little... Where did she get to?
Anyway, hope you all enjoyed watching. This has been BrainBoy 20 with Let's Play Half-Life 2, and I'm signing off. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, or subscribe for the episode a great deal. And I hope to see you all next time.